Hello everyone, my name is Khalior. I bring to you every week the latest news related to Bloodhunt and everything around it, and I help explain the news in a better way to understand what's going on. For posterity, archival, and recording purposes, it is currently Saturday, May 6th, 2023. It is currently 11:29 a.m. Eastern Time. It has been 375 days since the release of Bloodhunt. Currently activated in-game is the Primus Pass, and the current patch is the Spring Update. We are recording this live on Twitch. Every Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern Time is the beginning of the stream. If you are live, feel free to ask questions in the chat. I will do the best to answer to my ability. Please sub. And as a reminder and a disclosure, I am not a game dev, I am not bound by an NDA, but I will do the best to explain the news with some reasonable assumptions, and I do not work for SharkMob. That being said, today we have not necessarily a lot of news. It's more a bunch of like little reminders and like interesting tidbits. It's kind of a tidbit, like picking up some crumbs that have been left during the week. So not huge earth-shattering news, but enough that we can keep ourselves busy for at least an hour here. So, yeah, without further ado, we are going to jump right in. All right. Yes, do it. Do it. Subscribe. I'm never pushing for that, but yes, please do. I will be posting all the links to everything inside the chat right now. If you are watching on YouTube, go look at the description below the video. I put all the time with all the timestamps of the video to have like all the different chapters. I also put the links to everything that I'm currently showing you. So, this week, our Twitch drop of the week is the Patrician, Patrician pirate eye patch that is available from the, no, I don't want to be a subscriber to the blue whatever. There you go. It is the Patrician eyewear. So it's the black leathery eye patch with a V on it, or a 5. It depends exactly which, however you feel about it. And some people have said, hey, wait a second, we've had this drop before. No, it was a brown burgundy-ish leathery version of this one. So it's a recolor basically where we got this week, but maybe it's gonna fit your style a little bit more. Who knows? That's available for the mix of the top 100 streamers that we usually have. That keeps being changed every week. If you want to be in the top 100 streamer list, you have to join up in the inner circle on the Bloodhunt Discord and basically just stream the game. The inner circle thing is mostly just to know that, you know, you keep up to date with the information. But yes, every Thursday there's a list that is being made of it's basically the 95 the 95 streamers that have been streaming the most hours, and then mixed in are the top 5 which have the most viewership hours of the last 30 days. But the list gets renewed every week, so the list is always changing, it's always fresh, and it's always helps reward the streamers that are putting in the work to stream Bloodhunt. So if you want to join in, you can always join in the Discord, join in the inner circle if you want more info and details and a little bit more support about this, how this happens to be. Yes, we have we still have the persistent drops for the entire month: the Please Die outfit, the full swing eyewear, and the Trailblazer outfit. These 3 items are still available for every Bloodhunt streamer up until the end of the month. So persistent drops, it's up until May 26th. The drops that we currently have and that are incoming, last week was Birthday Mask, this week is the Patrician eyewear, next week will be the Unicorn eyewear here. If you've played the Primus Pass, there's already some purple tinted eyewear that is available for everyone. Now we've got the blue tinted one, so it can better match your face and all face accoutrement. So yes, if you want the full list, there it is. In terms of free things and giveaways, like you already know, a lot of you already know, because it was already given, a lot of you already have it. If you don't have it, the 1 year anniversary bundle, that is available for you to collect until December 31st. It is you have to redeem the code Bloodhunt 1 year for the Stealing Hearts legendary outfit and the Bloodhunt outfit, which are both of them fantastic. One may be more fantastic than the other, but the other one, I kind of like it as well. You can make it work if you got enough cosmetics. Oh, no, that's fine. Sorry, there's a note there that wasn't supposed to be there in my notes. I got confused. As a reminder as well, there is a Bloodhunt Fashion who is doing a giveaway of the Vapor Trail. The Vapor Trail outfit, aka the anime shirt outfit, which is an entirely black outfit, but we've got some anime uwu things in the middle of there. She's giving away 3 codes on May 12th. To enter, you just gotta follow the account, retweet the tweet, and like the tweet. Easy to do, easy little giveaway to get in. A lot of people already know about this. I will mention also, there is Motion Gaming for the month of May, who is doing a giveaway every week, every Friday. On his streams, he's given away a Fuchsia Finish code and a Techno Demon mask code. So that's every Friday for the end of the month. It ends on, the last time he's doing the giveaway is going to be on the 26th. And all you need to do to do that is viewership. So basically go watch Motion Gaming as much as you can. You gather points. If you're a sub, you've got double points. And at the end of the week, whenever he's doing the giveaway, everything's being reset, and you have to go watch him for the rest of the week again to have a chance at the Fuchsia Finish and Techno Demon masks. There you go. I know that there are 3 more giveaways in preparation, a few giveaways / activities. I know of at least 3 that people are working on right now. I know of a few more extra activities that some people are working on. When I say some people, I mean me. So there you go. I want to say, while we're here and while we're talking about giveaways, I want to thank everyone that was there last weekend for my 500 follower giveaway. There was a lot less people than I expected, but because of the last minute Bloodhunt tournament that happened, that drove a lot of people away from being here for the giveaway. But hey, there was a better chance for all of the people that were in here, better chance for some of you to win some prizes. So, you know, now that I'm known as the giveaway guy, apparently, you should be following me and following my content. That's a little joke. I'm not supposed to be known as the giveaway guy, but apparently some people think of me that way. So, in terms of game updates, well, we haven't had like that many game updates to talk about. However, it was pointed out this week, something that I completely forgot to look into, is the FAQ for Bloodhunt. In the support website, there's a section for frequently asked questions, and there's like a lot of questions that if you're a content creator and you have people that come at you with like a lot of questions about Bloodhunt, there actually, I didn't know that this article, like even though it's listed as June 8, 2021, it's been updated frequently with like a lot of recent information, and also like quick answers to what exactly, you know, is Bloodhunt, what's the story behind Bloodhunt, what about VTM, what about the developer and publisher, and all of this thing. like very interesting. Like if you're a content creator and you have people that come at you with a lot of questions about Bloodhunt, like basic questions about Bloodhunt, you can totally turn people like, or have your answers like hear exactly how all this works. But there is an article that was added recently about how does the new trios matchmaking work, and it's a little fascinating read there, because it explains exactly how it's supposed to work. Like there's the rule, and there's some nuances to the rule, exactly how it's supposed to be playing, and a few exceptions of exactly the new trios matchmaker you can run into. It gives you a little insight exactly on how the matchmaking queue or program works, because trios matchmaker is different from all the other matchmakers. Like there's a lot of special tweakings that have been added to it, so you can understand exactly how that works. However, keep in mind that when we're talking about trios matchmaking, it is we are mostly talking about the exception. Like what people want to hear about is mostly the exception that happens whenever there's not a lot of people playing. So basically the off-peak time of the game, when bots are being added. That's usually the present concern that people are asking. But there's like, it doesn't necessarily talk about bots here. It talks about exactly how the matchmaking works, because some people at one point or the other might feel like the matchmaker is taking longer than expected, even though there's an ETA that's being shown to you in the screen where you can change the modes. There's some rules and exceptions that explain exactly how it works, and sometimes you might have a longer queue because you're not, let's say you're not fitting in the current batch of everyone that's gathering up for the next match, and how you might be falling off. Like this is what basically it's explaining, a lot of little technical terms. I'm not gonna go into that, because at that point it gets very wordy and very technical. But if you're interested to see like how exactly this works, feel free to have a gander at this. Yeah, I don't want to bore anyone that's not necessarily into trios, because it's very technical here, and it's more subject to kind of like let's spend some time discussing the topic rather than saying that hey, it's there. So I'm just gonna mention hey, it's there. Something that, yes, I was talking about in the pre-show that Mark Rye was mentioning is the because there was some discussion about this. I wanted to like bring that later, but now the discussion is like hot off the presses. Yes, so in the spring update patch notes, it was mentioning the store update, that the store update was now going to be subject to an automated release schedule, where more items were going to be added to the store. It was going to happen at every month for the near future. It was going to be a selection of items, and yeah, of course, like it didn't happen for last month, like for the month of April, because we just had a patch happen with, you know, these items that were being added. So of course there wasn't going to be like another store update within the same week, basically. But yeah, for the end of this month, this morning, Tobias confirmed that the next update was going to be likely the last Tuesday of the month, which would make it the 30th. But he says likely, meaning it is not confirm, but kind of like in this area would be a good idea to think about it. We're gonna see if we're gonna have like any more like confirmations about that in the future, so keep an eye on that. But for anyone that's asking for store updates, that is the date. Now, also keep in mind that a few weeks ago, we had looked into the tweets. Not the tweets, but the screenshots that I took from the Discord, where it was discussed exactly what kind of items would be likely inside the store It would be like when we're talking about returning items, there is a selection that's being made. Probably most of the some of the most requested items, while at the same time not exactly adding all of the most requested items, because some of them were the rewards at, like, you know, level 100, like at the end of the battle pass. And for those who put in the work to add those high end, like the end of the battle pass rewards and making them available for everyone for purchase, still a bit demoralizing for the people who put in the work. So might be like a selection of those things, and it's not necessarily because they might want to add a recolor of items to the store that it means that it's less work for them. It may be like a tiny little bit less, but it's still kind of relatively the same amount of time as adding a brand new item as it is a recolor. So you should know that there is demand. There are a lot of demands for specific customization things that have been added in the past. I'd say, like, if we're looking at the different feedback channels and people talking about it in streams, you can clearly see that there are some favorites that people want back, and I'm going to mention a lot of the I believe it's the twin braids hairstyle. That seems to be, like, in the feedback that I've been seeing, like, it seems to be a very, very clear contender to come back. So I don't know if they have that already scheduled. So like Tobias said, it's already scheduled, so they probably have made already a selection to be added over time. Braids and the noir ponytails, yeah. Like, those hairstyles have been, like, very, very much in demand of what I've been seeing. But there are also some specific outfits that some people have been asking for, because keep in mind, a lot of people in the last few months have been discovering Bloodhunt, and they've also been discovering many, many, many months of content that they haven't had access to, and now they're just like, can I has outfit in the past? Can you bring it back? And, you know, it doesn't, since there is a very, very, and I don't think, like, a lot of people that have been asking, like, no, keep the content exclusive at all times. There is a very strong demand from the community to bring some items back, to make some items available. So whenever there's some demands from the community that rise at the top of concerns, the devs kind of have to oblige, but at the same time, still keep in mind some of the demands of the other part of the community as well, that are just like, keep our exclusive items exclusive. So it's not everything they seem to be, like, putting out there in the store. Another kind of little reminder about stuff that happened in the past, but I want to keep in everybody's minds, because I found myself talking about that in streams, and some people don't know what I'm talking about. So, give me a second. In the Combat and Power update, there was a mention here in the section, A Glimpse into the Near Future of Bloodhunt. They were mentioning, they were talking about people that feel like we need to spice up the gameplay a little bit, because while all the fixes and the new additions are very nice and interesting and appreciated, there seems to be a little bit more spice that we need to add. So I'm going to read this again. A recent idea is to add an interactive community voting section inside the game where you as a player could pick between a few predetermined alternatives that we have prepared. An example of what you might be able to choose between would be voting between, for example, temporarily removing certain weapons from the loot table, rotating maps in TDM, or disabling or enabling certain artifacts during a set time. In one iteration, we would want to get some basics in place to try the system out to get your feedback on it. So, the cards, the variation cards that happen in solos and I think in duos. I don't remember if it's in duos or if it's just in solos, where you have the states kind of windy, no entity troops, where you start with different blood resonances. So you know the different variants there. Then people have been starting to ask about all those little match variants, like to add a little bit more. Well, that would be something that would be including in this voting, community voting system. So you would be able to, the way that I read this is at the beginning, before the match even starts, when everyone gets into a match and you select where you're going to drop in your map, what's going to be your character and everything, the way that I'm reading this, the way I'm extrapolating this is there would be a screen where you would vote on certain choices, like what's going to be happening in the match, and then you load up inside that match with those variants put in place, and the people that would be playing in that match basically have voted on what's exactly going to happen. So yeah, they are working on this. And here's the thing though that you have to keep in mind is that in one iteration, we will want to get some basics in place to try the system to get your feedback on it. So the way that you read this is it would be an incrementally added system. So the first time that you would probably see this in game, it would be a first version or a bare bones version of this kind of idea. And then later on, they'd fix or tweak a little bit and add a little bit more. So it seems like it's an incremental thing. And it's something that they said after that they were working on. Now, in the Tremere update, they've again mentioned this. Where is it? Okay, here. Our current plan is to address part of this. Okay, because some people have been asking, again, addressing the thing that we want a little bit more spice. The game feels stale, feels a bit stale after a few matches. So they said in our previous learnings article that I just mentioned, the idea has matured a bit since then. Basically, what I just mentioned to you about the other article, they've changed a little bit of that. They don't say exactly what, but apparently it seems to have transformed into maybe another thing. But we are working on an interactive system in the game that will allow you to vote between pre-selected alternatives that will affect certain changes in the game. So, feature is planned to be released after our April update. So, we will give a more detailed overview of this community voting feature in the new article in May. Now, is this going to be a standalone article, or is it going to be part of the learnings article? We don't know. I think it's probably going to be a standalone, and it's not going to be next week. It's probably going to be the week after or something like that. Or might be next week. I don't know. We're in the kind of no man's land period where everyone's already like looked into the latest update, consumed the content, and then we're just kind of left to our own devices until the next update comes in or until we get a learnings article. So you never know exactly what they release or what they plan at that time or what kind of info they let out there. But certainly the people have been asking about this. I hope that this like clears a little bit exactly like it's been like 2 articles that it's been mentioned that a voting system of some kind is coming to the game. I hope that we get news about this as soon as possible, because I'm excited about this. Because otherwise, if we didn't have that, I would be advocating to have more random cards or modifier cards and something that would be added to maybe other game modes to make it a little bit more interesting, to add a little twist. I would really like that. But we're gonna see how this voting system works, and then we're gonna see how it gets implemented and which game modes is going to be implemented in. Maybe it's not all of them, maybe it's all of them. We're going to see. In terms of other things that are related to Bloodhunt, we had the Omnis challenge that happened last week. And we've got some winners. So the winners of the community challenge, the winner of the statue is Meriden Unknown, which if you are paying attention to anything that's related to Bloodhunt, he is the lore guy, and he's like the guy that, gives us information about quests. And I think that I feel the same way as a lot of people in the community, that if anyone like needs a reward, like, or is more like deserving than any other about like anything regarding to, you know, quests and all that, and the finding mysteries and knowing the lore about the game, like Meriden is probably like, you know, at the top of the list of the people that are most deserving of getting this. And yeah, congratulations to Meriden. And we've also got our other winners of different prizes here. Some of them you might know, you might have seen already. And yeah, you should know that there is, if you use the code Omnis Challenge 23 until the end of the year, you get the metalhead icon and the cloak standoff banner that you can add to your account. So yeah, these look great. Everyone got those. But yeah, congratulations to the people who managed to win. Now about this, some people might have like come in a little bit late to figure out exactly like what this whole thing is all about. Well, we've got Leon, aka Modsy. Some people know him. He's in the community. You see him post in the Discord. He put together a page here that is basically all the different steps and basically the entire Omnis challenge. That's something that him and Tobias put together, and as we've stated last week, it's something that they had prepared like very, very much in advance, going as far as the December update. They already like sprinkled clues about things to figure out for this challenge. So there you go. You've got all the stages, the challenges, the number of attempts from the community that they've tried to solve things, a little bit of the timer there, and yeah, a lot of how to decrypt what are the steps that people took to figure out exactly what was happening. So you've got all the clues, everything there. You can have a lot of fun going through this and going, how the heck did the community come together to figure all of this out? It is mind-boggling. This ARG was very well put together, I would say. We've seen, I don't know if you've been there on the internet, where there's been a lot of companies of it trying ARGs on their own, and they kind of flubbed, or they were interesting in the beginning but kind of, you know, petered out as they were going along. So this one is a big success. Someone put together a little time chart to say like how long it took for the community to figure out the steps, and how long it actually took for people to figure everything. That's always interesting. Like, I don't think it's the actual time of how long it took for the community to I mean, it's in hours what we have seen, what we have here. And yeah, a lot of we were stuck on question 3 and we were stuck on question 6. It took a lot of time to figure all of this out, and especially the last question, where people were just throwing ideas all over the place, seeing what ideas are sticking under the wall, to see exactly how they could figure that out. It's very interesting to see. Now, all of this was posted in the Bloodhunt Discord. There was a channel that was specifically made about this called Omnis Challenge channel. And a lot of people were exchanging into this. A lot of people that have never even posted in the Bloodhunt Discord were into this, were talking with each other, discovering a bunch of things. There were a lot of red herrings because people were discovering a lot of secrets about the game, basically, that people were posting like pretty much every secret that they could find and going like, is this relevant? Is this relevant? But it brought a lot of interaction inside the community, to the point where Tobias, when all of this was over, Tobias posted, "Hey, what do you think about doing like an occasional additional task every now and then in the future? We could have this as some kind of running community challenge channel." So, if you like the Omnis challenge, or if you want to be part of another challenge like the Omnis challenge, there's some possibilities in the future. I saw that the feedback of this question was a very resounding yes, to the point where the channel was renamed from Omnis Challenge to Bloodhunt Secrets, and that's what you have now inside the Discord, where people are just exchanging secrets and talking more about lore and things. So keep an eye on this channel. There might be some things later on in the future. Now, another thing that's kind of related to it, and something to look forward to for everyone that's playing the game, Flaregun. Meriden here posted a tweet. I've had some interesting occurrences over the course of the Bloodhunt Omnis challenge, including the user combing through the tutorial and coming across an as of yet unreleased weapon, a flare gun. So here's some screenshots of them holding the flare gun, and here you have it. It's not a fabricated thing. There is actually an icon of a flare gun, and has 40 bullets in the chamber of the 40 ammo for this current weapon, holding one. And yes, here is the firing animation over here. It seems to be a fiery incendiary thing, and there you go, shooting it in the sky. And the resounding trail that you would expect from a flare gun going in the air. And it says, as all weapons in the tutorial are static spawns except the 2 available red vans, it seems that this is a particularly rare occurrence. I myself have not been able to get it to appear yet, despite several attempts. Reportedly, it does not do much damage, but does have a dot burn effect. So this is in the Omnis challenge. You had to go through the tutorial. Someone found a flare gun. And I asked about it, like, it looks like a fire damage weapon. Would that work like the dual crossbows, which is just a fire explosion, or would it apply ticking fire debuff? And Meriden answers, according to the person that found it, it was a ticking debuff. He compared it to the poison damage on the dual daggers, but thought it lasted longer. It was probably hard to do any real testing, since with the tutorial, it doesn't have any respawning enemies. So yeah, a flare gun shot to a vampire, which a vampire, by the way, in the universe of Vampire the Masquerade, we are very flammable. That is very interesting to see. And yes, rather than just shooting it in the air to have a flare gun as it would usually be used, yeah, basically a fire weapon shot directly at someone and does a dot fire damage, a ticking damage. That would be interesting. There is certainly the graphical, this is absolutely not a glitch. We've got the animation, we've got all the animations put in there, and we've got all the graphic design of the weapon being added inside the weapon slot. So if that user doctored all of this, put all this together, I mean, good work. It seems incredibly believable. But I tend, with those screenshots, to believe exactly what I'm seeing. So, hey, flare gun in the future? Maybe. Oh, and this little thing that happened yesterday. Now, I'm not sure exactly if I'm supposed to share this, but it was on Twitch, so it was public, so I'm gonna share it anyways. Because some people might not have been there. It was during Mokri's stream. Tobias came in the chat, and we were talking about some things, and the dual SMGs came into question, and he said, we will probably buff the dual SMGs. Yes, that's you, Mokri. And as Mokri was trying to make sure that Tobias understood what she wanted to say, I have to bring in the context because it's not there. said very, very, very slight buff, like little, and that's why I say here small tick, just a small tick, just the smallest of ticks. It just to bring it just a little bit higher. We don't need a huge overbuff of the dual SMGs. I added here, if I understood the article correctly, they're not meant to be more powerful than the silent SMGs, which Tobias here clarifies. They're meant to be the shorter range, louder, inaccurate, rat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat-tat, as it was written in the article. Some people have been asking, like, can you fix the inaccuracy or the spread? It's just like, no, that is exactly what the intent of the dual SMGs are supposed to be working. Like the way that you're using the silent SMG is kind of exactly the same way that you should be using the dual SMGs. So and even more closer range that you could use the silent SMG. I believe there's some people that use the silent SMG still at mid range sometimes to still manage to get some accurate shots at someone. No, dual SMGs are supposed to be like in closer range to actually get the accuracy or get the damage in. So it's almost qualified as a melee weapon. But yeah, that might be something that we're going to see in the future. Just this small little buff to the dual SMGs. Another kind of random thing. NeoNeco. If you remember him, I keep mentioning him once in a while. He was a former ambassador for Bloodhunt. He put out a video to talk about the spring update. Yeah, he says the latest patch has given me a wild improvement on something that was bothering me about the game since its launch. Has it done the same for you? And he's got a video there. I watched it, and for him, his impression, it's still worth like checking out, by the way. Like having his impressions as someone that's been a part of the ambassador program and has seen things maybe in not their finalized state and now sees them, outside of the ambassador program and all of that. He is, NeoNeco is a person that is brutally honest and will give his true opinion about everything. And even if it was ambassadors, like his previous videos about his thoughts about the different patches, updates, like it was always like clear cut, everything that he wanted to say, his impressions are all there. For him, his biggest thing, the thing that has bothered him, is a lot of the performance of the game. Now I know that performance and the stuttering and the lag has been a major point of discussion and anger, I would say, from the community in the last couple of months at least. And now with the latest updates, while I understand that there are some people that have played the spring update and have been saying it's exactly the same buggy mess for me, or it's the same stuttering mess, like I still have plenty of lag, like it's still unplayable for me, unplayable between brackets is gamer speech of unplayable. You can still play it, but it's not playable to the highest standards of what they're expecting to play. While there are some people who have that experience seems to not be universal. NeoNeco, myself, Makrai, I've seen other streamers, but I feel comfortable in saying like these few names, where you do get some tiny hiccups of lag, but I would say that for myself, 99% of my gameplay experience since the spring update has been improved. So a lot of the performance issues, like, they were fixed. So I'm saying that while you're seeing some people say some things about the game, it's not universal. It doesn't apply to everyone. It also has a lot to do with hardware, and also, of course, internet connection. But maybe some people, whenever they're expressing their opinion about some things, about some states of the game, it's not fully going on to the full details of like, here's probably why this is happening. So I'm saying, everyone, if you're having issues with performance, go in and submit a support ticket. There is a way that you can get like your own. There is a procedure to get your own diagnostic files that they require for the game, like on the internal side, so the devs can figure out exactly what are the things that are going on with specifically your computer. But yeah, just don't hesitate if you have any performance issues to send that to the devs so they can continue improving the experience for everyone. It's fantastic for the people, including me, that some of the performance issues seem to have been fixed and it's playing very well. It sucks for the people that it doesn't. So if it doesn't work for you, like, help yourself and help the other ones by going and doing their support ticket, putting in your support ticket on the support website, support.sharkmap.com. Yeah. Now, a little mention that I thought was interesting. So some people might know. Oh, there was a vampire game that was released this week called Redfall. I played it. Not a lot of people were interested in watching me stream it. But one person that a lot of people were interested in seeing their opinion and playstyle of the game was a streamer that many of you know that's called Shroud. Top of the streamers, top of the gaming streamers that exists. Has a lot of influence. Has played Bloodhunt before last year. And seemed to have a blast with Bloodhunt, but stopped playing it because of the issues that we had last week that made it, unplayable, and therefore started the descent in the popularity of Bloodhunt because of the issues that we know and the time it took to fix everything and blah, 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 blah. But Shroud really used to like Bloodhunt at the time. Now, I just so happened to watch Shroud stream Redfall for a little while, and let me fix this. Let me get the browser volume back up so you can hear what he had to say. I managed to clip this.
Whoa. Did anyone just... Whoa, what did I just read? Anyone remember that terrible BR Bloodhunt? Bro, Bloodhunt was amazing. Bloodhunt played... Dude, I thought Bloodhunt was gonna take the fuck off. Genuinely. It played so fucking well. But the same bullshit problems just never fixed. Like, for example, when you were wall climbing in Bloodhunt, you would just, like, teleport around. They still never fixed that, I don't think. I still think that's in the game to this day. And that's such a huge, like, thing. Why am I...
Okay, that's about it. I'm sorry if that was too loud. But basically, Shroud a year later still very much seems to... Shroud remembers Bloodhunt. Shroud remembers that he really liked his experience with Bloodhunt, and remembers also what caused the downfall. Unfortunately, he hasn't been keeping up to date because this issue of climbing and stuttering climbing has been fixed since then. But I just want to say, can you imagine if we fix all the performance, like all the performance stuff that we have, and universally everyone is having a good time in the terms of performance and gameplay of the game? Imagine if at that time we said, hey, Shroud, come play Bloodhunt. It's finally fixed. Just do a couple of streams with your, 30, 60,000 viewers or whatever, Get into Bloodhunt. Show them how things have changed. Show that, tell them, hey, it's free to play. You can join in. You can play against Shroud. Anyone can do it. Come play the game. Imagine the amount of people that would come in and play. Imagine the amount of people that would go like, hey, Can we have ranked back? Priorities of devs would suddenly shift a lot. Ranked would probably be back on the menu, boys. Just stick a pin in this. I've sent this clip to the devs, by the way. Just so that everyone's on the same page and is aware of this influencer's thoughts about Bloodhunt. I'm classifying this as news, so trios, like all the game modes would have better queues. All the game modes. Can you imagine solos and duos with no bots? This man can make it happen. But before that, we need the devs to actually fix everything. So we are on the right track right now, I feel. And with the improvements of the game that have been happening, since December, since they've, getting more people back in, just need to fix all of these and add a few more little things, just sprinkle a few more little things for the really competitive players to get the competitive players hyped up and excited about something that they can reach for. Or they can compete for, something like that. Just, you don't need much. You just need a few things to work on, to make it interesting. With the voting system and all of that, yeah, exactly. Avantpig, the annoying red dot notification, I remember at the time when it was released, some people complained about that, and the game director, the top dog that foresees that oversees everything about the game, was also extremely annoyed at this. He tweeted about it. He's super annoyed about this. Unfortunately, in terms of important things to fix about the game, fixing that little red dot notification was at the bottom of the priorities. So and I'm saying not at the bottom of priorities, but how you have priorities in different buckets of this is super urgent, we need to fix this or else game goes kaplunk. Urgent, we need something or people want things to fix this annoying thing that is annoying to fix, but it's just a thing that it doesn't have anything to do with gameplay or satisfaction of the game, but we're gonna put this in maybe when we have time. Also, there you have to think of maybe they looked into it and maybe there's a level of complexity to fix that. That's just the time that you're going to take to fix this little specific annoying bug. We'd rather you spend that amount of time on 3 other things that we could fix instead, or that we could improve instead. So there's always a little different levels of time management and resources that's involved into this. And unfortunately, fixing that red dot, they tried to fix it. There was they someone mentioned it somewhere, but I can't remember. I remember seeing it somewhere, but it didn't fall through completely. Some of them were fixed, but it's not everything. So it's a thing that keeps coming back in the feedback section, though. A lot of people, especially the people that have a little bit of OCD, want all their dots to disappear. It keeps coming back in the feedback section. Don't worry about it. It's not. No one has forgot about it. It's always in our face. It's just that at some point we kind of get used to it and we don't see it anymore. What else? Well, it's time to mention in terms of. Last Saturday, I mentioned it. It screwed up with a little bit of my plans. There was the Bloodhunt tournament that was put together by Motion Gaming, and that was streamed on the official Bloodhunt channel. That tournament went well, it seems. I didn't get to see a lot of it because I was actually streaming when that was happening, and that was a long stream I had to do last week, so I didn't get to see the entire end of it. But as far as I could see, it was a bunch of pre-arranged groups that were being put together in the private server of Bloodhunt, which is not exactly a private server. It's their test server. It's one of the branches of the test server that they managed to get a lot of people in. Again, not a confirmation that private servers are a thing that are coming out or in the near future. Absolutely not. Every time that they've used the private servers for a public event, it's always come with the little asterisk and the whole paragraph of like warning of, yeah, you see this, but we're still having like a lot of the same issues that you're having currently in the current servers. A lot of those issues are still, in there. So some of them were glitching out, some of them were having some of the bugs. Like, it was still like, it's not just as a reminder that a private server or whatever it is not necessarily indicative of like, oh, private servers would fix a lot of the problems. Nah, not necessarily. Hello, Far. So that was the thing that happened. Estinto, the shoutcaster, did a very good job in arranging this. Far, who is currently in chat, again, did an amazing job in the background to help get the results of the tournament in, to reward the people that won that little tournament. But it was a closed-off tournament. It was fun to see. It was fun to see something on the Bloodhunt channel, on the Bloodhunt Twitch channel, finally, being used a little bit more. It's always good to see that. And speaking of Far, next week on May 13th, here it is. Here are all the times. Here are all the time zones there. As a reminder, I'm gonna do the whole explanation. I know that some people have heard me explain it last week or heard me explain it this week during my normal streams, but I'm gonna do the whole thing again. This is a community fun tournament. Number one, might be others. Yes. This tournament will be casted by Estinto in English and by Mihawk in German, because it seems like the German community of Bloodhunt needs a lot of help, needs a lot of representation. Apparently, there's a whole German community, but they have been left in the dark, and now we're putting the spotlight on them a little bit more. And it helps to have people like Far who, yes, I can say it. Yes. So there you go. I don't know if that was announced, Far, but now I can actually announce it. Estinto's casting of the tournament in English will be on the Bloodhunt official channel on Twitch yet again. So yeah, some more things that are happening on the Bloodhunt channel. We're happy to see it. Now, if you don't know, this tournament has a special kind of format. So this is a fun tournament. As you can see here, there is, oh geez, don't know if I can probably show it, but yes, there are prizes related to all of this. There's Techno Demon, there's tokens, there's Fuchsia Finish, there's Vapor Trail codes, and also there's some Steam cards and some PlayStation Store cards to be won. Now, here on this tweet, okay, I put the tweet in the chat channel. If you're on YouTube, the link is also in the description with all the other descriptions. But yeah, you have a Google Doc here that you can click on. This is a form. Now you've got everything that you need to know about the tournament. All your questions about the tournament, it's all written there. The tournament lasts for 2 hours. It's a solo tournament, so everyone queues up during those 2 hours. And basically, after you're done with the tournament, you log in your 3 best matches inside this form. All the rules are written there. You can join the Discord channel. Yes, if you click on the, like, this is a clickable link, by the way, here. So if you click on it, it's going to convert the time to your time zone. If you want more time zones to be displayed for all of this. Hello, Crystal. So yeah, the rules are here. And as usual, there's a point calculation for the race. Okay, it's a kill race. People get more skills, gets at the end. But you have to keep in mind, there are 3 different types of prizes for this tournament. It's an unusual tournament. So, yes, of course, place 1, 2, and 3 will get Vapor Trail, a Vapor Trail outfit code, and some cards. Okay? So, usual kind of tournament, the best people, the most skilled people get at the top. There is also, for all the other participants, there is a random prize of a Vapor Trail outfit that's being drawn amongst the participants. But now here's the interesting part. There's also a pool of rewards for closest to average. Now you see here, you've got 5 prizes, you've got tokens, Techno Demon mask, Fuchsia Finish mask. Here's how it works. So you see you've got a point calculation depending on the performance of the 3 matches that you put in. All of this gets added up to a total. There's going to be a total to your performance, and that's how you determine who gets at the top and who's at the bottom and all of this. What Far is going to do, she's going to add up everyone's scores together, divided by the amount of participants, and you're going to get an average score point. And of all of the people that are listed there, that score point will be some point in an average, and the 5 people that are closest to that average score point will be the winners of the closest to average prizes there. Which means that whoever wins the average prizes, it could be anyone. It could be anyone. Except, you know, the people that are trying to go for the kill race. So you have to make a choice. If you want to be like the best of the best, if you want to rise to the top, you got to focus on that. Everyone else, you can still focus on your gameplay. You can be a person that has played Bloodhunt since like a week, and you can apply to this and you can have a chance of getting a Techno Demon mask. That is how crazy and wild this idea of closest to average is. So it all the interesting thing about this, it depends on the amount of people that join up. It depends also on everyone's performance, and you can't decide, you can't predict exactly what's everyone's performance going to be and what kind of matches they are going to submit in the forum. So yes, fun fact, I got the idea for a tournament based on a traditional fun ski race I took part when I was 6, which is basically all about drinking alcohol for adults. That's fun little fact. But yeah, so I encourage as many people as possible to join in that tournament, regardless of your skill level. Regardless of your skill level, you have a chance to win some tokens, Techno Demon mask, Fuchsia Finish codes, and yeah, like even the Vapor Trail outfit that's going to be like distributed randomly. So the more people we get in, we're going to see exactly how this goes. But keep in mind also, this is tournament number 1. Depending on the success of this, because like some of those prizes are given generously by Bloodhunt. Maybe for the next tournament, maybe Bloodhunt's gonna feel a little bit more generous, a little bit more prizes, a little bit more options or possibilities for people to win things. So sign up, people. Sign up to this. This is like you have a week to go through all of these rules, to look at everything. You have to line up, you have to put in your Tracker GG profile in it. So what does that mean? You have a time to go into Tracker GG, find your profile, read all the information here, sign up on the official Discord. Hold on, where is it? Here is the Discord. Now it's best parts Discord, but you have a chance to choose your role, so you can just see the tournament section. There's a few chat channels there. I'm probably going to be there, like, to answer your questions about the tournament when it's going to happen. But yeah, all you need to do right now, you've got this section here to basically have your email, your Discord name, your in-game name, if ever you stream, so we can get some clips from your performance, and your Tracker GG profile. That's all you need to do to sign up. You're going to receive an email from Google Forms to tell you, hey, you filled in this Google form. Here's a link to edit your answers if you want to. You have to save that email preciously, because once you're done with the tournament, you're going to be able to go back inside this form and then answer the questions about to submit your different your 3 different matches. So, you know, the replacement, the number of kills you got, the number of assists you got. And then you're going to be able to send your completed form, and that's going to go to Far, and she's going to be able to take all this data and give the numbers, put the numbers together to see who's going to be the winners. So, yeah, everyone, I would encourage everyone, like, if you've got some friends that play Bloodhunt, even if they're not great, participate in this. At least you're gonna be able, like, oh, I'm gonna see how I'm gonna fare compared to everyone. So you can go fill it out right now, Danny Roars. You can go in there, you fill in your first part of the information. You can already fill that in, so Far can already say, like right now, she says we have 32 people that signed up right now. And then you're going to be able to go back in if you save the email. You're going to be able to go back in to fill this section below when the tournament's going to be over. And yeah, everyone, that is a fun idea. I really like this. I support this. That's why I'm talking about it like a lot. So yeah, let people know that this tournament is happening. It's going to be happening next Saturday. So you have a week to look into this. Here are all the different times. Yes, please make sure your email is correct and you save the email that you're going to receive. Your email address is correct, and you're saving that email to the side so you can go back in the form. Or else you're gonna have to fill in a totally new, different form when it's gonna be happening, and then Far's gonna have some duplicates, and she's gonna have to remove all the duplicate entries, and it's not that much of a problem, but it's still a problem, you know. Far's already groaning on her end. So yeah, that's gonna be happening. Here's a little thing that I want to add to this news segment every week, if ever there's something to say, is to go back in time, because it's been 1 year since the game has launched. I can now do the thing of this time last year. What happened this time last year? Well, this time last year, ranked mode. Ranked mode was officially released on the 6th of May. That was the beginning of the very short-lived ranked mode, which lasted from May 6th to May 25th. RIP rank mode. So yeah, with a little bit of thought behind it, if we recall how things work. Yeah. Also, at the same time, we had Tracker Network, so Tracker.gg was now supporting also ranked mode. That was another thing that happened at the same time. And also, on the same day, there was an ambassador takeover of the official Bloodhunt channel by ambassadors at the time, Naysayer X and Aranka, and that was the first time that the Swift Vision eyewear, the purple eyeglasses, it was the first time that they were available to everyone. So yeah, a little trip back in the past of things that used to happen, things that used to be. Yeah. And with that, little ramble of my own. We have come to the end of the news. Now we are to the part of what to expect now. So, remember that the previous week we had the survey feedback that was being compiled and analyzed last week. So probably the devs are still looking at the feedback. They're deciding what they can do for the next update. So I'm expecting probably next week to be as equally as silent as they were this week, as they're figuring out exactly the plans or what's going to be able to make it to the next update and all of that stuff. So I'm not expecting devs to be extremely chatty, although they have been popping into... Tobias has been popping into some people's streams to ask them, what's up? What's happening? Is everything okay? How's the game? How's the game performing? Yeah, so apart from this, there's not much else except sign up for the fun tournament and keep an eye on maybe other people inside the community that are gonna come up with events, maybe tournaments, things for the community. I know that recently with a lot of events and tournaments that have been happening or have been announced, there's certainly some interest inside the community to have more things happen. So if you have the will, if you have the intent to do something for the community, make yourself known. Maybe we can help out. And yeah, that's basically it. One thing that I've also been noticing is that there have been a lot of players that were there at the launch of the game, that suddenly the 1 year announcement of Bloodhunt, a lot of people that have left the game in the first month of the launch are suddenly coming back to the game, just try to see like exactly what's happening. Why is this game still up? Is this game still fun? Why are there still players playing this game? Suddenly, a bunch of players that have known nothing about everything that's been happening over the course of the year suddenly are coming back to a kind of new game because of all the changes that have been happening. So, with that in mind, remember that whatever you do and whatever you say about Bloodhunt, about the community of Bloodhunt, and all of that stuff can either welcome players, new players, returning players, or push them away. So be aware of how you're talking and how you're presenting some things about the game. Remember that at the base of it, at the core of it, you're playing Bloodhunt because you're having fun. So remember to, if you're gonna have some issues about the game, remember to still mention that you still like the game if you're playing it. Where is a good place for people who want to support the community to find out how to support it? Well, it's right here, Denny Roars. Here's a good place, but yeah, there's several streamers. But yeah, also the one of the best places is the Bloodhunt Discord. The Bloodhunt Discord has an inner circle section for content creators. So anyone that wants to put events together and all of that, I encourage you to join the inner circle. Yes, exactly. Exactly, Markrai. Like, if you want to support me, I have a good place that you can always go for if you have any sort of questions. I know a lot about the game and about things. Markrai, also, my mod right here, also knows a lot, and she also streams, and you should go follow her. Zuko, is there a way to obtain Bloodhunt merch? That is a good question. I've actually asked directly someone at Bloodhunt about this. The official Bloodhunt merch store has been closed. However, how we can obtain some of the things, will they be obtainable? Is there a solution that's going to be happening with this in the future? I'm still waiting for an answer. They were going to ask some inquiries about this. So right now, answers in the air. I see that there's some stores, unofficial stores, they're putting their unofficial merch lookalike. I don't know if I could recommend any of that. But apart from that, in terms of like other kinds of merch, you've always got the razor, that has the different mice, the different mouse pads, and phone covers for Bloodhunt. They're still available. You've got Extrafy that has the Bloodhunt custom keyboard, the 65% cherry whatever keyboard that's made for Bloodhunt, that is still available. You've got Advanced GG that is still selling the blood orange flavor. Although the bundles have been pulled off from the store, I've sent them several emails to ask them, like, are some of the bundles coming back so I can get some of those sweet socks. Yeah. I don't know, Zuko. I don't know. I've just asked why, and it's just been closed, and it's been closed without saying anything about it. But yeah, I totally understand you. Shirts, hoodies, like I want, like personally, I want some of those because now I have the money, because the shipping from Europe is costing you. It's costing me like quite a bit of money, to the point where it's practically like, all the things that I'm buying all added together, the shipping is still kind of the same cost, so I'm paying the same cost twice anyways. So I was actually looking forward to that, and that's why I went to look into the store recently and found out it's not there anymore. So that's why I was asking questions. So yeah, no problem, Zuko. But yeah, I will keep people posted if there's any information about this in the future. I would like to purchase some merch personally, but maybe it was because it was a little bit too costly. Maybe it was because it was a year that the store had been open and they decided to let it expire. I don't know. I don't know if they still have any of the merch on their end, if they want to like give them out. Give some of that out, or make it available through another different kind of store if there was some kind of other solution about this. Don't worry, Zuko. Whenever I'm gonna have information, I'm gonna make sure it's in my news. It's in my news section. It's in my news report of the week, so everyone knows. So without further ado, that's it for us here. With that note, if ever some of you like managed to pick out some kind of information about Bloodhunt that I might have missed or might not have noticed, you can always contact me. All my DMs are available on my socials that I posted earlier in the chat channel. They're all there. I have Discord. I have DMs on Twitter. I have all over the place. There's many ways that you can reach me. I would be glad if ever you find some information I might have missed out on. But apart from that, that's it for us here. People that are on Twitch, please stick around. I'm going to be doing, as usual, a purple paint combo code for PC players after I'm done recording. So please stick around, people. And people on YouTube, please subscribe to the channel so you can keep up to date with the latest news. If ever you have some questions to ask to me live, you can always find me on Twitch. Whenever I'm streaming, you can always ask me, like, bother me with some questions about Bloodhunt so I can answer live to you if ever you have some concerns or whatever. But apart from that, all the links to everything are in the description. Go click on those. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. And remember to be kind to each other and also to yourself. See you.